Hi, 7th graders. If you're watching this video, it's because you have a turtle worksheet. I'm going to do 2 examples with you, and then the rest of the worksheet is with you. Some of them are like the examples, and others are just review problems that you're going to need for your benchmark that's coming up in 2 weeks. I know, so many benchmarks. Anyway, this one will be a lot easier. Example 1. This is at the local mini golf shop. It costs $8 to rent a putter. So I'm just going to write that down. $8 for a putter and $4 for every game played. And I'm writing per game because for every game played makes me think that it's $4 per game, which it might be more than one game that you play. We're going to write an equation to represent this situation. It says equation, so I know I'm going to need an equal sign. I'm also probably going to need some variables for this equation. And I want to write an equation that would be true for any situation. Well, I know that regardless of any situation, if I'm going to play mini golf, I'm going to have to buy a putter, okay? Because you can't play mini golf without a putter. So I know that every single person will have to pay $8 for a putter. And that's also $4 per game. So let's say I'm going to the mini golf place and I'm playing one game. So that would be plus $4 for me. But let's say that my friend Trisha is going to play mini golf and she's playing 3 games. This equation wouldn't work for her because I only have 1 4. It would need to be 3 4s. So since this is per game, it's not just 4, but it's for X or for T or for B or whatever variable you're using. Meaning, I'll make that look a little bit nicer. This would work if I said 1 game, right? If I wanted to play 1 game, I'd put in 1 for X, 1 times 4. It cost me $4 for 1 game plus $8 for a putter. If I was playing 7 games, well, it cost $7 times 4 for each game, so $28 plus the 1 putter. You don't have to keep buying the putter over and over again. You just have to buy it 1 time. Now I have half of my equation here. I need something else on this side. I need something representing what this equals. Well, this equals my total cost, so I would use C. You could also use Y. You could use any other variable except for the variable that you've already used. Now, this is one way to write it. No, because addition does not matter. It could also be written as $4 per game plus an $8 fee for putters. Either of those 2 is correct. Next example is example 2. Marilyn is planning a community meal. So like a meal for a homeless shelter or something that's in our community. The community hall seats a maximum, and I'll write this down, maximum of 90 people. Each table seats 7 people. So I see a table and there's only going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. Which expression shows the maximum number of tables that can fit in the community hall? We got 3 different options. Before I'm even looking at them, I'm trying to see what is this asking? I want to know the maximum number of tables. Maximum means the most there could possibly be. So I'm just going to throw a random number, and this might not be true. It's okay. Let's say that the maximum number of tables is 10. If the most tables that we could have is 10, then I know that the number of tables I have is at most 10 or less than 10, because the maximum, the highest it could be is 10, so it has to be everything that's 10 or less. So I know that I'm going to use a less than or equal to sign. So I can look at my paper and cross off C and D. Now this is tricky because maximum makes you think that it's going to be greater than, but maximum means it's the most it could be, so it has to be that or less than that. So I'm crossing off C and D as my examples because they have greater than signs. Now, I have the difference between 7 plus T is less than or equal to 90, or 7T is less than or equal to 90. So I got to see what's the question asking. 7 plus T would mean 7 represents the number of people. So the number of people plus a table is going to be less than or equal to 90. 7 people plus a table is less than or equal to, that doesn't really make sense. This next one, it says 7 times T. So this means 7 people per table, which is kind of what it says, right? 7 people at each table. Each and per are interchangeable. They're synonyms. So 7 people per table is going to be less than or equal to 90. That is my answer, B. You have 3 more problems that are like these examples, and then 3 problems that are just random review. Good luck, you'll do great.